We begin tonight with new attention on who is buying up homes in California. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Steffi Roche. In his State of the State address, Governor Gavin Newsom vowed to go after large corporations that buy up single-family homes, a practice that is pricing working families out of the housing market. CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on state legislation taking aim at Wall Street investors and why it's now lining up with what President Trump is calling for at the federal level.
Well, that's right. It's always unusual when our state leader and our nation's leader seem to be in sync on something, but Governor Newsom's proposal in his State of the State came just one day after President Trump said he would take similar action on the federal level.
These investors are crushing the dream of home ownership and forcing rents too damn high for everybody else.
In his final State of the State address, Governor Newsom took aim squarely at Wall Street-backed corporate investors who purchase large numbers of single-family homes.
And I think it's shameful that we allow private equity firms in Manhattan to become some of the biggest landlords here in our cities in California.
That same week, President Trump posted on social media that he plans to ban large institutional investors from buying more single-family homes, and that he'll be calling on Congress to codify it, adding that, quote, people live in homes, not corporations. These corporations with deep pockets are often able to purchase houses outright with cash, making it difficult for ordinary buyers seeking a mortgage to compete.
To have that additional unfair competition is only worsening the housing crisis.
State Assembly member Alex Lee has proposed AB 1240, which would ban institutional investors that already own more than 1,000 single-family homes from purchasing any additional ones and converting them into rentals.
It is already hard enough for an American family, a Californian family, to save up enough to compete for a bid on a single-family house. Now imagine competing with a corporation. And you're not going to have enough money to do so.
The bill is facing pushback from rental and realtor associations, which say this unfairly targets large investors and harms rental supply. Some critics also say the number of homes owned by investors is not large enough to warrant this legislation. The California Research Bureau says approximately 3% of single-family homes here in California are owned by holders of at least 10 properties.
We just don't think that this bill is touching on a real problem in California, and instead we should be looking at how we can increase the housing stock, which is part of what these companies are working on.
It can be made to look small, but when reality we know is that if one person owns one house and a corporation owns 1,000, there's already power and economic disparity.
And at this point, AB 1240 has already passed the full assembly. It's now up to the state Senate to also approve it before it would go to the governor's desk for his signature, which Governor Newsom appears eager to do.
Pretty unusual for the president and Governor Newsom.
We don't usually see that, yeah.
Have either one of them, or both of them, come up with any specifics to attack this kind of thing? Are they going to actually stop investors from coming in and buying homes?
Well, we haven't heard the details yet. Governor Newsom indicated that this may require changing the state's tax code in some way, but he didn't give any further details on that. President Trump was even more vague in his social media post, but he did promise to give more details when he speaks next week at the World Economic Forum, and that'll be in Switzerland.
People are very interested to hear more about this, but we'll see. You know, it all comes down to the details.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.